Welcome to the Crick House. We are so glad that you can join us. We pray that today's episode inspires you, gives you hope, and that God speaks to you in amazing ways through it. So, without further ado, welcome to our home. Well, hello and welcome back to the Crick House. We are alive, believe it or not.
Hello, everybody.
So it was in April that we gave our last podcast. So you could say we've had a sabbatical,
which was last year,
which was a long sabbatical. But we haven't had a sabbatical from anything else. So we have a lot to share with you, a lot to tell you, a lot to tell you. Said that. So. We're going to pick up from where we left off in April. A lot has changed for us. There's been a massive life change for us. So hang on tight. You will hear about that probably halfway through the episode here. But yeah, we're going to pick up back in April. So to everybody who was listening to us before and faithfully listening along, thank you so much. We hope you're still around.
Because we're back.
So get ready.
This is an informal podcast.
This is an informal podcast. I think they've all been informal. But enjoy yourselves, listen to some news, and just for the future reference, there is an episode coming up where we have a very special feature in that episode. I'll tell you more about that in a minute when we share something else with you that will help that make sense. So, April.
Remember what happened in April?
April 2024.
Yes.
We were rehearsing for
Passion
Relentless Love, which is our version of the Passion Play. And we were just about to take that to Cambridge. And that went really, really well. It was a very special time, wasn't it? Because
yes, of course, yes.
At the end, after you'd led to worship, everybody, it was Easter Sunday, everybody came down to the front and took communion around the cross, which was on stage. So that was a beautiful moment. And then after Cambridge, we went to Northern Ireland.
No, we didn't. That was in June. We went to
it wasn't yet, was it?
Lake. We had
Yes. Yeah, no, we went to St. Edward's in Leek, a very special place.
Yep. It's by our house.
Very, very special church with great leadership there. So that's always a special place to perform. So we did it there.
I feel like we went somewhere else as well.
I feel like we went. No, we didn't. No. Then we went to Northern Ireland in June.
Church you went to?
No, that was January.
That was in January.
Oh boy, where is my mind?
It has been a very busy year.
It's been an extremely busy 2024. But yeah, so we did Cambridge, then we did Leek, and then we went and had the opportunity to go to Northern Ireland for a week with two performances in the middle. On a ferry. It was the first time any of us had been on a boat of that size.
Great.
Why was it terrifying?
It was fantastic.
I felt like I was going to be sick the entire time. It was horrendous, the swaying motion, and you felt like going in.
There was differing opinions on the ferry, wasn't there?
I loved it.
I think it's great.
I spent the whole time outside on the deck.
Taking photographs, and Ariel and I were staggering around a cabin inside going, uh-oh.
Green in the face.
Yeah.
Actually, I know someone who was asleep.
After I'd staggered around.
She staggered around and fell into bed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was, that was our first trip on a ferry going to Northern Ireland. That was a very special time, actually. I think that was probably one of the really special moments of this year. Last year, I should say, sorry. It's 2025 now.
Yeah.
We went there and we performed. Do we know the name of the church now? Moneyrig Church.
It was in
Moneyrig.
It was in Moneyrig. Or was that its nearest big town?
No, we stayed in Newton Ards.
Yes.
And then we performed in Moneyrig.
Yes. And that
Why are you putting on accents, both of you?
Well, because it's Northern Ireland. Yeah.
Okay.
What was the one thing that we all came away from?
What, 15s?
Yeah, and something else. We were told to...
wind our neck in.
Yes.
It's an Irish phrase that means basically calm down and shut up.
I was going to say it in Northern Ireland.
Wind your neck in.
There you go.
That's the way they'd say it.
Oh, no, Northern Ireland was a very special time.
Yes.
It's safe to say Ariel and Mum didn't want to do the journey back because of the ferry. But it was great to be there. It was our first time over there, experience another culture. We did cross over into Ireland briefly.
We did.
And all the shop signs changed to euros, which was interesting. It's most of us is first time being in a shop with a different currency going on.
Yeah.
And we went to Scotland to get the ferry.
Yeah, and we drove all the way to Scotland to get the ferry.
That's Gretna Green.
We did. We stopped by.
Stranraer first.
Yeah.
Gretna Green on the way back.
Yeah.
Yep, stopped by Gretna Green on the way back.
And Oscar got married.
Yeah, so that's the big news.
And I got some amazing photos. With
I am
my
married.
wife.
Oscar did not get
My
married.
wife is sitting next to me.
Noah got married.
I did not get married.
Ariel got married.
No, Ari's getting married.
Harry's getting
Oh, no, they
married.
don't know that yet.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Okay, well there it is. There's news. Well, that's part of one of the news. Ariel's getting married.
Lots of
Woo!
news, isn't
There
there?
you go.
So much to catch up with my wife.
So
my
it's
wife.
not official yet, but it's official for us to put it on a podcast. So there you go.
Sorry, Mr. Fiance.
There you go. So that's part of it.
Will not disclose his name.
We will not disclose his name.
No.
Roger.
Superman.
It's not Roger.
Anyway, so
Okay. Larry.
yeah, that was Northern Ireland.
Yes, Northern Ireland.
That was Northern Ireland.
What happened after that?
After Northern Ireland, we
Came home.
June,
Godalming.
July, we went to Godalming. We performed Relentless
Okay,
Love in
sorry.
Godalming.
Deluge.
That's right. Hold on. So it was Deluge first, which is a little youth festival that happens in Nuneaton with YWAM, Youth with a Mission, and our great friends the Kennedys, Andy and Kath.
Yeah.
So big shout out to them.
Powerful.
It was a powerful time. The whole festival was great.
Yeah.
Lots of kids got touched.
We got to perform there as well. if
We
don't.
did get
Yeah.
to perform there. That was a wonderful time. And then from there, we went to Godalming Baptist Church in Godalming, if you hadn't guessed, and performed Relentless Love there also.
Oh, that's got an exciting
And that's got an
testimony.
extremely exciting
I wanna
testimony.
tell it, I
So
wanna tell it. You
Mum's
share it,
going to
you share
tell
it.
that.
Go on
Okay.
then.
So there was a gentleman that came running up to us afterwards and was streaming in tears and said how much the Lord had touched him and how he had prayed the salvation prayer with us at the end of the night, because we always finish our productions with a salvation message and then give a call for salvation. And this guy was so deeply moved, but it gets better because just before Christmas, lovely Catherine Lawton, who is one of the deacons, elders at GBC,
And one of our
Godalming
dear
Baptist
friends
Church
as well.
Yeah, one of our precious friends. She let us know that this gentleman actually gave testimony about Relentless and how God had really touched and spoken to him through Relentless, how he had been to church all his life and had just not made that commitment to God and had come along to Relentless, made every excuse not to come because it was a boiling hot day. But then eventually he said he actually came into the church, and when he came in, suddenly the church seemed to cool down. So it's as though the Lord turned on the air conditioning for him. And he watched the whole thing, said he cried his whole way through and was actually still crying when giving his testimony. And he got water baptized on YouTube. You can probably still see it actually if you Google Godalming Baptist Church.
Yeah, very true.
It was just so moving to see somebody that the Lord has spoken to through the Relentless production. And it was amazing to see lots of dear friends and family that we love from Surrey, from
Pete
the
and Claire.
Surrey days.
Got to see those guys. That was fantastic.
Yeah, Pete, who has done loads of our music historically for us. He was there, and I think Eli was beating him up with paper airplanes.
You might be right
What
about
was
that.
it?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, Pete, you were chasing them around with paper airplanes.
What a brilliant guy.
It was an amazing time, And then from there, we went to Devon
Devon.
We
went to
did
Devon.
go to Devon.
with Pastor
yes.
Dave
Yes.
at Simply
Yeah.
Church.
We
That's
made the long
right.
trek down to Devon. I'll get my geography right. Dad is right next to me. We went down to Devon, stayed at a campsite nearby. And at the end of that week, we went to perform in this lovely pastor's back garden, which just so happens to overlook the sea. Don't ask me which sea it is.
It's a big one.
It's a big one.
English Channel.
English Channel, thank you. We got there. So we were over, we were performing, and the people looking at us were seeing the ocean right behind
Yeah.
us, which was pretty cool.
His garden actually got quite packed, didn't it?
Yeah,
We did it like
yeah,
an
it
outreach
did.
to the
It did.
community. And we're not talking a small garden, we're talking a beautiful, big
Nice big
It was a
garden,
big
yeah.
garden.
seaside garden. There were burgers involved
Yeah.
in the performance.
No, there was a barbecue afterwards.
Big barbecue.
And then Ari and I led somebody to the Lord, didn't we? Remember the lady?
Yeah.
In Devon. So much happened this year. It's amazing. You just
A lot has happened.
blows right past you.
So yeah, we've somehow in just under 10 minutes got all the way from April to the end of July,
Which is good.
which is good.
Good record for us.
So after Devon came the tent revival. Yes.
Oh
tent.
my apologies. I do have to go. I do have a meeting.
You've got to say what you did at the tent before you go.
It's all
to
right.
your
We'll
meeting.
tell for him, won't we?
I can say what happened at the tent very quickly.
Go on then, quickly.
Okay.
That's enough.
Bye. So
We went to the tent revival. We were blessed with the opportunity to go and lead worship for the kids tent, which they did this year for the first time. And we saw kids just on their knees in front of the Lord. And yeah, we were able to help lead worship there. And obviously had the main tent revival as well, which was fantastic. An absolutely brilliant time. But yeah.
yeah, and Oscar and Eli also
yes.
did.
Mum and Dad are doing hand gestures at me, and it looked like Dad was saying I talk too much or something, but he's talking about puppets. So, yeah, we did puppetry.
If you haven't seen YouTube, Manor
I'm going to
Kids.
shoot. I'll see you again.
Okay. Bye, Oscar.
Goodbye.
Bye, Oscar.
He's off to give a guitar lesson. So,
You can't tell them I am here, I'm just watching.
Eli is here. He is just watching. He's actually eating potatoes, which he cut up himself and put into the air fryer. And it's actually shopping day, so cupboards and fridge is empty. And so he was asking me what he could make. So if you can hear some cutlery chinking around, they are eating their potato wedges. So, yeah, Eli and Oscar have just fallen into this amazing anointing with some awesome puppets called George and Bluegill. And really, any kids out there listening, or mums and dads, aunties, uncles, grandmas, granddads, whoever you are, you will enjoy George and Bluegill. And Oscar and Eli performed a script which I'd written for the kids' tent on fear. And I don't know if the full production of the fear script is up yet, but his
Not
song...
yet.
The song definitely is. If you don't want something to get stuck in your mind
Don't
about
listen.
naming fears and overcoming fears, don't listen. But if you do, YouTube, Manor Family, YouTube, click on Manor Kids and you will see there's more up and coming George and Bluegill.
Certainly
And they are
is.
very funny.
We have a lot
Very
planned for 2025 in terms of videos, so watch out. Keep an eye on the Manor YouTubes. Go ahead and subscribe to those if you're not already, because we do have some really, really exciting projects coming up. So yeah. But tent revival was incredible. Oscar mentioned obviously the kids tent and getting the privilege of helping to be there and lead that. Oscar and I also helped serve in the main tent on media, and Aria was on ushering. And that was always an honour to be there. It was our second year and we are booked in for this third year as well. So we can't wait.
For those of you that don't know what the tent revival is, it's a massive tent that goes in a huge field in the middle of Bedfordshire, run by Walking Like Jesus Ministries, pastors Daniel and Tanya Chan. And we connected with them during lockdown, started listening to them. Then when we found out they were having another tent revival, we put our names down to volunteer, and since then we've just been hooked.
Absolutely.
And love Pragma Church, which is their church in Milton Keynes.
Yep.
So yeah, and Fire of God always comes.
It always comes.
Amen.
It never disappoints. It never disappoints. So yeah, that was August. From 10, we went to stay with our grandparents down on the south coast, and I had a couple of weeks there, which was lovely. Saw the families and just had a good time resting, didn't we?
We did.
And then from after August, what did we do?
We had a big life.
No, not yet. That's not till October.
Oh no! Then we did some events with our awesome church, Gateway Christian Centre in West Brom.
This is
And we were actually doing several things. So, firstly, we were working again with the puppets. And Julie, the awesome kids leader, asked if we could be involved with their light night. I can't even remember what they called it now. It's only
Pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin Patch, where they had all the kids in on Halloween night and had an amazing evening of games and fun and worship and light bands and all kinds of things. And Oscar and Eli once again performed with George and Bluegill and roped me into it somehow. And I had to do a live cooking thing with them on stage. age and made the mistake of trying to get the children involved in letting me know when they were misbehaving. Bad move. Should know this, having done kids' work for so long. But I ended up saying to the children, let me know if they behave themselves when I'm not here. Well, of course, as George and Bluegill misbehaved, the whole room erupted with mystery, and they were screaming, and they were, as the eggs were going here and there. Anyway, it was a great time.
The eggs, you're going to have to clarify if the eggs are going here and there.
Yeah, so we were cooking cookies, muffins, I can't remember now. So that was an awesome time. And then we were asked by Sandwell Council through another amazing lady at our church called Wendy, who works for Sandwell Council, if we would put together something for their anti-knife crime project where they had the Knife Angel and you...
So I did some filming for the Knife Angel, which was the anti-knife crime event. We produced a short film for the anti-modern slavery event, which is called This Is Laura, and that's available on our YouTube channel. So go and have a watch. Everybody who's seen it has been deeply touched and impacted by it. So you can just find that on the Manor Family YouTube channel. So go and have a look at that. And yeah, again, subscribe if you're not already. As I said, there's plenty of new things coming in 2025. So we are super excited for that. So yeah, we did that with Sandwell and Dudley Council, and we did some stuff with our church Gateway, which brings us in a nice segue to the big life change that we teased earlier.
So we're going to interrupt this podcast for a minute to have an announcement.
We are sponsored by Shopify. No, I'm joking. We're not sponsored by Shopify.
We will get back to the Crick House in just a moment, but before we do, I wanted to tell you a little bit more about my family. We are full-time Christian workers. This means that we rely on the financial support of people like you to meet our daily living costs so that we can continue our work in the ministry, sharing the gospel wherever we go. You can support us by becoming one of our partners or buying one of our products available on our website. As a family and with a wider cast, we create audio dramas that are uplifting and support Christian morals that are suitable for the whole family. This isn't just limited to audio dramas though. We also write novels which are available as books on our website as well. So, to support our family and ultimately the work we do for the ministry, you can visit our website at www.manortheatrecompany.uk. Thank you so much for listening, and now back to the Crick House.
In between the big announcement that Noah's going to make in a moment, Ariel jumped on a course and actually was doing something quite exciting, weren't you, to become qualified in something.
She's now frantically rushing to finish her potato.
So Gary and I had been quite impacted by a Christian couple who are also, husband is a Christian psychologist, but helps people who are of all faiths and none to really overcome the ways of human connecting with one another and how poorly we do it as human beings, how somehow, not just in the church, but in general, humanity has lost the art of communication. Thank you, Apple, for the ability to text and not talk. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just technology. The way the world has gone, we would rather text and
Rather exercise their thumbs and their tongues.
Mm-hmm. And so this ministry has really had a real gift and an anointing from God. And Gary and I had been listening to some of their podcasts and trying to learn some of the ways to have human connection by hearing one another before we speak, and understanding the depths of feelings and really taking that back into faith and understanding where, you know, maybe we have pushed that aside and not, you know, as Christians really almost I'm trying to think of how to put it, almost sterilized our faith so that we can't get to the point where we can share how we feel in case we say something wrong.
Well, there's a something God said to me once. He said, faith doesn't eliminate human emotion, it eliminates human reason. So I feel like that sums it up quite nicely.
Absolutely. You don't reason out when God asks you to do things, or where faith or the word says things. You just get on in and there and obey the Lord and trust him because he's trustworthy. But there has become a culture where we are afraid to say how we're feeling, and also afraid to listen, I think, sometimes, because we're busy and we feel like we don't have time. But actually what that's done is that's sterilized our relationships with one another and made them very cold, very superficial.
Where the Lord as well sometimes.
Yeah, where absolutely Jesus says, share one another's burdens that you may be forgiven. No, share one another's burdens that you may be healed. So clearly the Lord knew that we are not meant to be islands. We are not meant to do this. One of my mentors in the faith at the moment is Pastor Jo McNaughton from Harvest Church in London. And she put an amazing quote on Facebook the other day, and did like a little mini teach on it, just basically saying that there is not one person in the Bible that ever did life alone, that didn't at some point have an important, godly, divine connection with another human being, that we're not meant to do this alone. We're not meant to be an island. So the Connection Codes is a podcast which I would really recommend for any of you that just want to learn to relate better to one another, learn how to speak, learn how to talk. Maybe communication isn't a great skill.
It's basically helping fix the emotional... Sorry. Helping fix the emotional disconnect.
Yeah, so Ari found out they actually did a course, and she's going to tell you a bit more about what that meant for her last year into this year, because she only just graduated.
Yeah, so they ran a program. They've just started training the Connection Code cohort.
Coaches.
Cohort?
No, yeah, they call it the cohort. It's the Connection Code cohort. It's about the training cohort.
Okay.
I don't know what the cohort means.
Coaches.
Yeah, basically. So they ran the first year, and then last year, the year I was in, was their second run of it. And they have you. We did it from beginning of October to middle of November. So it was quite intensive. But because it's such a simple process, it didn't need lots and lots of weeks. But yeah, we all trained as a group. I was the only UK one. I'm currently the only certified UK Connection Code coach, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we all trained as Connection Code coaches. So Dr. Glenn for this took us through the processes of how to do it, how to help people through it, and this sort of thing. And it's all about helping fix the emotional disconnect between spouses, between friends, family, yourself, your children,
your parents,
how to relate, how to listen, and how to really process the core emotions that we as human beings were created with to feel.
Absolutely, and Ari's particularly trained to help young people. So if you are a young person out there, are going through some difficult times, troubled waters, as the song goes, or indeed you have a young person in your life you think could really benefit from just having someone listen, Ari is a great person to talk to, and you can find out more by emailing in the ministry, and they will give you Ari's personal coaching details on that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So there's another life update. Here's the big one. So get ready. Our church Gateway decided to plant another church. Now there's a big testimony and long story behind that. If you want to hear more about that, it's not ours to tell. Go ahead and visit igateway.org.uk. Get in touch, or indeed come along to one of the information nights that run once a month for the next couple of months. You can find details about that on that website as well. I know I'm doing it deliberately. So they've planted a church, and at the time our house was coming up to end of contract and we needed to move. Sold. That's right. Yeah. So it was sold and we had to leave in good time. So we needed to move anyway, and we were praying for God to open a way for us to find a home, and we were looking in the area where we were. And
We've moved to Kenya, guys.
Near church, and
I'm joking, don't move to Kenya.
And we were just desperately trying to see as many houses as we could. We were literally viewing hundreds and hundreds of houses, and nothing in the area was opening up for us. Until one day we thought, well, we need a breakaway, so let's just go and have a break. And we had booked a place in Crew,
Up in Crew.
and we pulled up to it, and we just lost all peace in our heart. And we're like, okay, well, this is odd. We didn't want to turn around because we wanted to break away. So we tried to find somewhere, and the only place that we could find that wasn't booked within the near vicinity was much further north.
Because your mother had a link, an old link from from some accommodation that she'd found.
Yeah,
Ages
ago. That's right.
In the heat of the moment, when we decided that we couldn't stay where we were, where we ended up in Crewe, we looked up that old link, didn't we?
We did, and it turned out they had availability that night. So we went and stayed in this beautiful flat in an amazing coastal town, and just had a great time. And while we were there, I know I'm doing it deliberately. While we were there, we thought, well, why don't we just have a look at the houses here and just see what it's like compared to what we're looking at down there? And we viewed one house. And we walked in and we thought, oh, this is nice.
We front door.
We came back for a second viewing, and we walked around the house and we were going, uh-oh, because we could just feel the peace of God, that knowing that this was the right thing to do. And we took it. We took the house, and this house also happens to be in the same place that they are planting the church. We started viewing this house at the same time this church was being officially announced. So God's timing on this was huge. So if you've caught on, we have moved north, further north than we were. We were originally in Leek in Staffordshire, or the Staffordshire Moorlands. And we are now further north than that. We are in Liverpool. Which is where Gateway Liverpool is being planted, and we are starting to run manor classes again in this area of the country. So, yeah, that's our big life change. We now live in Liverpool, so we are much, much closer to some major cities, and helping to support our church in this church plant. Oh, and I got a job this year. Forgot about that bit, didn't I?
You did. Working. Always worked hard anyway. I'm also working elsewhere.
I'm the media manager now for our church, so I get to do a load of great things in media. So there's a life change for me. But no, we're all in Liverpool now, so is Manor, and we absolutely love it. We are living in a beautiful little seaside town with the coast just minutes from us on foot, which is absolutely amazing. So we are feeling incredibly blessed to be in the area that we're in of Liverpool.
We have a lovely little house to rent.
We do.
And the Lord just opened that miraculously for us
Cool.
after looking for 9
Absolutely.
months in the West Midlands area, and just absolutely hundreds and hundreds, and that's not an exaggeration, of houses we rang and were denied, and too many people had gone for them. And it was just like, if you ever feel like, Father God, where are you in the heavens of brass? This is how it felt. And we really thought we had one. Application had gone through. I think we were ringing 2 or 3 times a day, seeing if we'd been chosen, and they were convinced we would be, favourable. And then eventually the landlord's agent rang up and said she's decided to go with somebody that knew the people. And I just laid back on my bed and I thought, and I didn't really know what to say. I was like, I was just out of words. One of those times when you're like, I don't get this, God. I don't get this, God. And all God kept saying was, trust me, trust me, trust me.
So everybody was despondent and crestfallen, to be honest. Like, we were really disappointed because we thought this was it. And this was back further down south. But
This was in the Birmingham area rather than the Staffordshire area.
Kidderminster way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it just came as a big shock when it was a no. But looking back on it, you can see
the
God's
timing.
plan. You can see God's timing. You can see God's plan. And now, it's easy to look at it all and think, wow, God did this and he did this and he worked this out. And church plant and home and everything became so easy. But at the time,
But you know what?
Oh, gosh.
Even through that, you also have to consider that coming up to Liverpool was massive. We knew nobody up here at all, like no one. Not even say, we've got friends who live down the road or whatever. And then we'd come into contact with a couple from Liverpool last year and doing the Passion Play with them. And I've remained in contact with her, but we haven't really seen much of each other at all for about 7 or 8 months now. And suddenly I was like, oh my goodness, we do know somebody here. So it's
the next village over, it turns out.
yeah,
So
it's amazing
10 minutes
how
away.
how the Lord just connects things before time, because he knows what's coming in time.
absolutely.
So we're here trying to find our feet, trying to settle, trying to get everything
Yep,
done.
So,
And
yeah.
then we launched into Christmas.
We launched into Christmas. We started our Relentless Legacy tour. So just to clear up any confusion, Relentless Love is our Passion Play equivalent. We are actually transitioning to do the Life of Christ this year. So it's not just going to be more of an Easter style show, although the story of the cross should not be limited to Easter. It is the story of salvation. So it should be all year round. But we're moving to a Life of Christ model, where we're going to look at the whole life of Christ. So that's Relentless Love. Relentless Legacy is about the birth of Christ. Also not just limited to Christmas, because that story is salvation as well. So yeah, two very, very important stories. But that's the distinction between the two. Relentless Love is our Passion Play / Life of Christ. Relentless Legacy is our Christmas show.
If you can hear
about
some sort of
the
weird
birth.
creaking sound happening in the background, Ariel is not trimming her hair. She's trimming Rupert the bear.
She's trimming the fluff off his feet as a soft toy.
You might want to clarify.
Anyway,
So, Mum had this Rupert the Bear toy when she was really little. It's a proper Rupert the Bear soft toy, and I inherited it. But he's been falling apart over the years. So while we've been talking, I've been patching up his legs. So I'm just trimming off the matted fur.
So I had him when I was about 10, so it's only about, 20 years old, 30 years old. I'm joking.
40 years old.
It's almost 40 years old.
whoa, hang on. Rupert the bear is not 40 years old if Mum had it at 10.
No.
She's only 45.
Wow. On broadcast.
There it is, out the bag.
Wow.
I don't mind.
Well, there we go.
Good for her age, isn't she?
Bombshell.
Yes, she does.
Okay,
Someone
so
asked her the day if Noah was her husband.
Christmas.
I'm her husband.
Let's
She's
go to
just her
Christmas.
age, and I'm holding on to her.
Let's go to Christmas. Here we go. So Christmas tour. We started rehearsing for this at home, obviously, with a new script. Absolutely brilliant. Really, really great script. And it blessed so many people in so many places. There are reviews on the website. If you go and have a look at the testimonials page on manorfamily.co.uk, you can see what people were saying. Some of them are also on our Facebook and our Instagram. So feel free to go and have a look there as well. But we started off our performance in Cambridge. We did the most performances in 1 month that we've ever done in 14 years
I
of
have a
Manor.
funny story to tell.
You
about
do?
Cambridge. Yeah. We've got to tell the funnies.
Go on then.
So there is a time when this wonderful little baby, that obviously is to be the baby Jesus at the end, was also John. John the Baptist, that is. And KICC Cambridge is laid out with bleachers, so audience goes up. And Noah's sound desk was right at the top of these bleachers. And because we had several ons and offs as characters, and it was easier for us to get up to the sound desk by, going up the stairs, etc., so we had to get up that way. Some of our props were up the top, including our lovely baby Jesus / John. And John obviously makes an appearance before Jesus in the nativity story and also in our Relentless play. And so Ariel was supposed to leave the baby to become John by the sides of the bleachers.
Can I just clarify that John means John the Baptist as a baby,
Yes, that's what I said.
and then Jesus as a baby?
I said.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So this baby was supposed to be left by the bottom of the bleachers, but wasn't. So there was I going to the side, looking underneath the bleachers for this prop, this baby that was supposed to be there. Ari's right up the top. So I'm frantically trying to get her attention, waving like a mad woman at the side of the bleachers. And she eventually gets my attention, and she's sort of looking over the top from about,
As if to say, what on earth are you
what are you doing? And so here's me trying to do sort of charades at the side, baby movement, where. She goes, oh my goodness. So she takes baby John in all his swaddling clothes, hangs him over the edge of the bleachers. Thank goodness the audience couldn't see. I was down the bottom, and here he is being airdropped into my hands as Elizabeth. It was quite the moment. It was quite the moment. I thought, what if I drop him on his head?
Reminds me of that program we watched with the baby Jesus.
Oh, the best pageant play ever or something.
No.
Angela's Christmas.
The
baby Jesus.
That's on
Yeah,
Netflix.
that's on
It was a
Netflix.
Christmas thing. Yeah, anyways.
Anyway.
So yeah, Cambridge was awesome. Actually, there's a story we haven't told because Cambridge was the first time we got to use all our new equipment.
Oh, yeah, we were wrong.
Which means that we haven't told you about this. Whilst we were at the tent revival, our equipment trailer was stored in a compound, and that compound got robbed. And our equipment trailer happened to be the most valuable thing there, and we lost £12,000 of gear in one night.
And they damaged the trailer as well.
Yeah, they damaged the trailer as well, but we won't give you all the details and bore you with it. But basically, we went into a 2.5 month process of trying to get it all claimed on the insurance. And to cut a long story short, because of some paperwork issues and things like that, we ended up getting half the amount we needed to replace the equipment. And with me being production guy, I was looking at that budget and I was thinking there's absolutely no way that I'm going to get what I need at a decent quality for that price when it's half of what I had before. But thank God we have a wonderful connection with a Christian a Christian-owned AV company in the Birmingham area called Novum Live, and they were able to help and support us in an amazing way and pulled amazing deals for us from different installations that they've done, and we now have the best equipment we've ever had as Manor in 14 years. We own all our own radio microphones, we have our own digital sound desks, we have brilliant PA system, so we are in a far better place. So whoever robbed us, if you're listening, thank you so much. Anyway, back to Christmas. So we did Cambridge. Only just. The day before we were going the night before we went to Cambridge, our car brakes failed.
Oh, yeah.
Praise God. So thank the Lord that Ariel's boyfriend, now very, very soon to be fiance, came racing down in his car to help get all of us to Cambridge whilst Mum and Dad were driving a van that they had to pick up at 11:30 at night.
That was a long drive.
To load. It was a long drive.
All the way down from Preston.
All the way down from Preston to Nuneaton, where we were staying to go on the way to Cambridge.
Lawrence, if you're listening to this,
You've just named him.
There's his name. It's not Larry, it's not Fred, it's Lawrence.
You're an angel, love.
Lawrence.
Cat.
Well, there you go. So that's out the bag as well. There's lots of cats getting out the bag on this podcast. So Cambridge only just happened, but it happened. Praise God. It was a very powerful time. Lots and lots of people loved it. And that was awesome.
Something now, because not only did the brakes on the car fail, the car's the one with the tow bar. So we couldn't tow our trailer. And we had a last minute panic because it meant that we had to hire a vehicle to be able to put all our things in to get to Cambridge.
That's right.
So not only did we need a driver, we also needed to hire a vehicle, and we were blessed because someone had heard our plea for help and had actually given us a gift. So
Amazing.
That's right.
It was amazing, so that we could literally turn up in this B&Q car park and pick up one of these vehicles. I can't remember what it's called now.
Hertz or something.
Hertz or something, something like that. But either way, we ended up with a nice long wheelbase transit, which solved our problems, made life a lot easier. And this is like now 1:00 in the morning, and we were having to leave at 5:30.
4:30, 5 o'clock.
4:30, 5 o'clock to get to Cambridge.
But we did it, and we all pulled together, and it went very, very well.
It did.
So we did Cambridge. Then from Cambridge, we went and did a performance in Teddington in London. Stayed with some very, very good friends of ours in, I think, is it the Windsor area? It might not be. They're in Berkshire. There you go. So some great friends of ours down there. So you know who you are. Thank you so much for your hospitality. We absolutely loved being with you guys, and we can't wait to see you again in this new year. But anyway, so we stayed with them, did the London performance, and that went down really well. That was at a lovely big Baptist church, and then we went on to Pragma Church, which we were telling you about a little bit earlier, and performed there in Milton Keynes. That was absolutely wonderful. That was a great time. And then next weekend after that, we went and did 2.5 shows at our church in Birmingham Gateway, and basically we did the 9:30 a.m. service and we did the 11:45 a.m. service, and then we did a very special half performance for a very special event for a charity called Safe Families. They help to support families who are in difficult circumstances in the local area, and that was a very special time indeed, as our church brought out all these amazing big gift hampers for all the families to take home with them, and it was just so moving to see all of that happen as we were to be part of that event as well. So it was a very, very special day at our church there. Tiring. We did the most performances in one day that we've ever done, but it was great fun and we had a wonderful time with wonderful people. Then the following weekend, we did our final 2 performances and we went to Stoke-on-Trent in Presence Church, an amazing church with amazing pastors, and we had a great time there. And then we wrapped it all up with a final performance at a church in Cheshire, in Wilmslow, a beautiful old traditional church. That was just a stunning venue to use, and we had a wonderful time there also. As said, there are a lot of testimonies and reviews from this tour, and they're on our website, so please feel free to have a look. And thank you to absolutely everybody who supported and prayed and came to the shows. It was absolutely wonderful to see familiar faces, to know people were praying behind us, and we could feel your prayers with us. So to everybody who does pray, everybody who supports Manna financially or supports our family financially, thank you so much, because you enable us to do this.
We also had a complete honour of being on UCB2.
We did.
With This Is My Story. And I had a real blessing to have an interview there and chat about the story behind Manna. And if you don't actually know the story behind Manna Family, why we do what we do and what inspires us to do it, again, you can find out all of that on our website, which is www.mannafamily.co.uk. And so we had a great privilege of being on there, and then an amazing honour of sending, well, they actually were in contact with us, and we, after many chats, the producer of UCB was listening to Relentless, the audio drama, and asked if they could use it as a Christmas production. So it was not only played every afternoon in little bits across the week, it was also played in its entirety of an hour and 10 minutes on one of their Sunday broadcasts, which was just such an honour. And we are looking forward to doing more things prayerfully with UCB2 in the future. So that was just awesome. You can, if you didn't get to see the production at Christmas, you can download a
audio
copy
drama
of it from our website, and I believe it's £5, is it now?
$4.99. You can download the audio drama. It's the same one that was on UCB2. So go and have a listen to that. There is a live stream actually sitting on Gateway's YouTube channel. So if you look iGateway up on YouTube, you will find it there. Scroll along through the videos and you'll see the poster. You can go and have a look and a watch of that live stream. But the audio production is brilliant, very, very well done. So go and have a look. Ariel's on the other side of the table making zombie eyes at me. So there you go. Welcome back to the Crick House.
Tired, okay.
We have a great 26 coming up. Ari's going to find out eyeballs. And
26?
Yeah.
Do you mean 25?
Yeah, I've apparently lost my brain.
It's 2025, everybody.
Yeah, so we have one of them coming up first.
We do.
We have already several things planned for the spring.
We do.
Things are exciting. We will be doing an open air performance and outreach of our brand new production.
Yes, we will.
Which is all about the life of Christ. coming up in Exmouth on
Yes.
Palm Sunday weekend. So
That's
we won't be
right.
doing it on Palm Sunday, but on the Saturday in Exmouth Town Centre, which is hugely exciting. The Thursday following, we are in
So Monday, Thursday.
Maundy Thursday.
We are in
Chelmsford Road
Chelmsford.
Baptist Church, I think.
Yes. Then we are. Not sure if they've publicised this or we've publicised it yet, so I'm not sure if we're allowed to say.
No, maybe not.
We are at another venue on Friday.
On Good Friday.
It's going to be near London areas. So
It's accessible from
it's accessible.
the London area.
Yeah, so that's all we can give you right now.
And then we will hopefully be doing something in Nuneaton again. But at the moment, the rest of the year running up to it, March time and then past April, so May, June, July and August are free.
Yeah.
So if you would like us to bring the production to your area, your church, your event, your youth event, your whatever's going on in your area, we
Drop
would
us an
love
email.
to hear from you. We only have a couple weekends every month to bring the production. We are also available to come and just share our wider testimony as a family,
Absolutely.
why we love what we do, and just bring that as a
Bring that
speaking
to
engagement.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll bring our show, which carries a strong evangelical message. So it's a great thing to bring your friends and family to, any unsafe friends and family. It also carries a very strong message for the church. So if you're saved or it's just going to be to an audience of people who already are saved, that is absolutely fine as well, because it brings a very, very strong message for both. We've had countless strong believers come to us and
Even
go,
leaders.
yeah, even leaders go, oh my goodness, I'd never ever seen that story from that point of view before. You have changed how I see it. So it does wonders in whatever kind of audience we have. So yes, if you want to book us for our shows, you can just drop us an email, let us know what you're looking for, when your event is, and we will get back to you with more details. Or if you want us to come and speak as a family, share our testimony, we've done several of those now. They've been powerful events as well. We can even lead some worship in them. We have very talented musicians in the house who are able to carry a congregation in worship, which is incredible. So if you want to book that as well, ping us an email, let us know what you need, and we will be in touch. It'll be awesome. So that is our 2024 through to right now.
Review.
Yeah, so that's our blazing tour in 45 minutes. Next episode, we have something special coming up. We will be doing a deep dive into the Christmas tour, where we will actually have the Relentless audio drama playing live on the podcast with us. We're going to play sections of it, and then come straight back and talk all about what happened in those scenes on stage at the different venues we were in. So super, super exciting episode coming up. So make sure you're subscribed and following, and we will let you know when that comes out. You'll get a notification. So from almost all of us at the Crick House, because Eli is over there watching TV, Oscar is doing a guitar tutoring lesson, it is a big goodbye.
Bye.
And we will see you next time. Now, I'm a bit rusty on this podcast machine because the outro music was meant to come in. There it is. It's coming. Here's the outro music.
Thank you so much for listening today.
I have a
We
voice
hope you
recording
enjoyed
on
being
this.
in the Crick House with
Hold
us.
on. Well, I'm not going to play the outro music anymore. I'm going to do a new one. I'm going to busk it because that might be old. I don't know what that voiceover says. So here is the new outro music. Welcome back to the Crick House, where I am rusty. Let me just take 2 more minutes of your time to share with you a little bit more about my family and Manna and how it is supported and funded. We rely on an amazing group of people we call our partners who support Manna and my family financially on a monthly basis. The reason I say "and my family" as opposed to just Manna is because as a family we are missionaries, otherwise known as Christian workers. This means we do not draw a wage, a salary, or any remuneration from Manna as a ministry. So we live by faith. We believe God for every penny to pay every bill. So having partners like the people we've already got is such a blessing to us and allows us to continue to do the work of Manna. But we have been in the same boat as a lot of people in this world right now, with the cost of living increasing and God giving us new and more exciting things to do in the years coming. We need more partners to help us keep Manna and our family afloat. So we are looking for 200 partners to support us at just £20 a month, to help us keep Manna going, to keep sharing the gospel in these amazing and creative ways, using the arts to evangelize to the unsaved and also minister to the church and to the body of Christ. So if you can support us for what is less than a couple Costas a month, or Starbucks, or Cafe Nero, wherever you choose to go. Tim Hortons is a new one on the block as well. So for less than a couple of those a month, you can help send the gospel far and wide using the creative arts by supporting my family or by supporting Manna. If you want more details on how to do that, or just more details about the ministry in general, you can visit mannafamily.co.uk, where there is more details on absolutely everything. You can see the work we do, see what people think of it, and sign up to be a partner. So if you or your church would like to do that, visit the website, pray about it. We'd love to have you on this journey with us. Thank you so much to everyone who already supports us. We are so, so grateful for you. You are truly enabling us to take the gospel to places far and wide.